checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Dom came out for a promo. He's both booed and cheered wildly, depending on what happens. So he calls himself the greatest luchador of all time, and out comes Rey Mysterio. The fans go nuts. They announce he is medically cleared. He cuts a promo, and he says, Dom, you look surprised. I don't care if you call yourself the best champion of all time, but you cannot call yourself the greatest, the king of the luchadors. He says, how can you be the best luchador of all time? What about El Santo, Blue Demon, Eddie Guerrero? Eddie's the only guy that got a pop. The fans had no idea who El Santo was.
Or Eddie got a huge pop.
Actually, Blue Demon got a louder pop than El Santo by a little bit. I think because there actually is a Blue Demon Jr., and there's actually been news about Blue Demon Jr. because he got in that car wreck. So I think actually right now, more people know about Blue Demon than El Santo, which is astonishing. But anyway, Dom says, keep my father's name out of your mouth. Which is funny because if you knew how many times when I'm writing a report, I write Dominic Guerrero instead of Dominic Mysterio, you'd be astonished. But like in storyline, number one, he's doing the Eddie Guerrero gimmick. He's not doing the Rey Mysterio gimmick. And also in storyline, his father was Eddie. Remember?
Mm-hmm. I also found it interesting that he said King of the Luchadors, considering that Rey Mysterio, the Rey, is actually king.
Yes. So is Rey Fenix, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. King of Mystery and the Phoenix King. But anyway, they get into a big argument, and Dom tries to attack him. Rey hits the 619, goes for the drop the dime, but Dom bails. Great segment. And yeah, it's going to be a fun match whenever they end up doing it. Probably in Rey's hometown and Dom's of San Diego. We had Becky showing up to do a promo where she basically complained about everything and threatened Maxine Dupree. Great delivery. Fans ate it up. This is a good little segment.
Very angry woman.
She really is. Then we had the Kabuki Warriors against Bayley and Lyra. This was a great television match. And I thought Asuka and Lyra were great together. I thought that they were the two, actually, I think they were the two best in the entire match. But everybody looked good. And finally, Asuka distracted Lyra. Kyrie hit the double foot stomp, but Bayley broke it up. Lyra finally goes for a dive, and Asuka catches her in an Asuka lock out of midair and submits her. So next week, it is Charlotte and Alexa defending the tag titles against the Kabuki Warriors. And like I said, you think I'm mad about brackets? If Asuka and Kyrie do not win these titles, I'm going to get it.
The rants are coming?
You hear that, Hurricane? Finn and JD were celebrating. Guys want to know an Easter egg? So every time they have one of these segments backstage, every time that Roxanne and Dom end up alone together, there's always a picture of Liv in the background. And it was very obvious on this show, and the crowd even popped for it when they saw it. So she told him to go out and help Judgment Day tonight, even though they didn't want him to. So it's AJ and Dragon Lee versus Judgment Day tag team titles. This match was also great. Crowd's going nuts for this match.
This was my favorite match of the night.
It was great. And Dom, of course, Finn tells him to go get the belt so he can waffle somebody with it. But Dom, of course, gets caught by the referee. Sheamus flies in, kills Dom. The ref goes after Sheamus. Finn hits AJ with a shillelagh. JD makes a cover. Dragon breaks it up. Fans are buzzing at this point. And then AJ ends up catching Dom as he's coming off the ropes. Hits him with the Clash. Or not Dom. Finn. And hits the Styles Clash and gets the pin. Or no, JD. Whoever he hit.
Keep trying, brother.
AJ won. I don't proofread these things. Someone else does that.
AJ hit some bloke.
Yeah, but AJ won is the point, and it was a great match. Dom screwed up again, and I liked it. Then we had a segment, my God, Nikki meeting with Stephanie. She's turning heel on this lady for sure. It was painfully obvious in this segment. Then we had Paul trying to recruit Jey Uso. They announced Rusev and Damian and Shinsuke and Sheamus for the tournament next week, minus brackets. And then the main event was Braun and Braun versus Jay and Punk. And really, it wasn't much of a match. And then everyone's brawling outside, and they got counted out. I was like, oh, my God.
Although I will say this, if you're going to give me that bad of a finish, I don't want a long, great match.
That's true. But God, what an awful.
Terrible.
You know, it was actually much worse because the rest of the show was so great. It was just like one great match, cool finish, and then slow match with a count out. God.
And then a Russo swerve.
So then, they do the big brawl, and the brawl goes on for like hours on end. And then finally, Logan flies in with the brass knucks to back up the baby faces. But of course, he turns on Punk and lays him out, and then presents the brass knuckles to Paul Heyman. He is now in the Vision. And everybody was asking if he's taken Theory's spot. I actually don't think so. I think he's in Seth's spot. So there is still a spot for Theory if they end up doing that. Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.